The sad reality that I must always live with is that I was born in the time of pirates zooming around on little dinghies capturing big cargo ships with no fighter action. However, I can still dream of the fearless pirates of the old late 1600s that fought with a charisma that was no match when you went on the way of their plunder. I can do this by sailing in my own sailboat until I've hit the water of each ocean and the sea of the world. This not only will be a dream come true living on the sparkling water with beauties to see for weeks at a time, but it will also give me the opportunity to visit countries and continents all across the globe, meeting new people along the way of all cultures and ethnicities. I hardly could see a downside to sailing across the world. I'll be met with a warm, smiling sun by day and a clear, starry blanket by night. The storms and rain is but a task of excitement when sailing and will only make the ride more enjoyable. Not to mention that anyone who dares step in the way of my ship will hope they never saw the shimmering sails of the ship that sailed all the water in the world. Cruising the world on a cruise ship is one thing, but living the water on a sailboat is something I would love to do before I die. With a place so packed with diverse climates, beautiful sights, and cultural-infused buildings and monuments, it's hard to believe it's all in one island. This is why I cannot die without touring Japan. With so many places to go, it would be hard to restrict myself from living there permanently. Beautiful sights include the fragrant Wisteria Tunnel, Heipo Pond, Matsuri Inari Shrine, Nachi Falls, Mount Sarumi, Crow Castle, Heiyo Miyazaki, Sagona Bamboo Forest, and the area of Kokayama. And hopefully after I go here, I'll be able to pronounce all those right. All of these places have beauty preserved in them that has been kept that way for thousands of years. Japan is such a rich place and culture that it would be hard to learn about the history of Japan without going there. And one of my reasons for going. Not to mention the wonderful food, mostly sushi, that sends your taste buds for a trip. I would also be able to ski on resorts such as Zhao Onsen, which would remind me of the good old Colorado. With almost an infinite list of possibilities, it would be hard for me to never go there before I kick the bucket. Music has always been a large part of my life. I have mostly enjoyed classics from the 50s through 80s and jazz. I also have been playing piano since I was age 8, and I'm not too bad at it. However, I've always wanted to be a saxophone player. Because I know a large portion of how music works and a love for jazz, the saxophone would be the perfect instrument for me. However, I not only want to play the saxophone well, but also play in a jazz band. I think this will keep me practicing and jazz up my life a little by playing for people. Jazz has always helped me cool down and chill in difficult times, and it always brings a smile to my face when I hear it. There's nothing more I want than to bring that feeling to others as well. As Cannonball Adderley's put, "Fitness is not a state of mind, it's a fact of life." Along with learning to sail and owning a sailboat, I also want to do the same for planes. This is something I've always wanted to do as a kid. I never wanted to become a pilot, but when I saw bush planes fly over my house from time to time, I always wanted to do what they were doing, going on a Sunday drive in a plane. Then when I saw that Harrison Ford owned and knows how to fly, that was it for me. This is more for a retirement job, but learning how to fly so that I can fly around wherever I want would be a dream come true. I not necessarily want to travel with it or go on any adventures hitting 1,000 miles, but more of a fun run plane is my style. I think seeing things from a bird-eye view is something beautiful. It shows us how small we really are, but how much of a difference we can make. It would kill me alone to not have flew a plane before I died, and that's why it's on my list. The most grand thing we as a human race has done, I would say, have been putting a man on the moon. With our technology nowadays, it is becoming more and more available to go to space and research new technologies and knowledge we didn't know before. I would assume in 60 years or so, we would become so advanced that we can freely go to the moon with a couple $1,000s. This is why my grand finale bucket list item is to go to the moon. It may sound crazy, but was almost 50 years ago we did this, and in another 60, that would be 110 years since we put someone on the moon. It's not only possible, but it'll also be the most amazing experience yet. Seeing my whole life in one moment, the Earth from the moon in a snapshot view, will be something incredible to see. And who knows, maybe I'll be able to go farther than that.